Hey guys, it's Erica Galinas from Century 21 Affiliated, Northwest Indiana's Golden Girl. I wanted to give my buyers an update. I'm sure you hear it all the time. You get suspicious. It's like this one crazy trick can get you a 0% down mortgage. And it sounds like a scam, or it sounds like, a bait and switch. A car dealership will promise you great rates, and then you show up, it turns out the car is $5,000 more expensive than you thought, and you get tired and you end up just signing the darn paperwork so you can be done. But I am here to tell you that 0% down loans are absolutely a thing. They are government-issued loans that the government guarantees the loan, so that's why banks are willing to make them. And there obviously are some limits. We'll go through some different things, but these loans absolutely do exist. I've closed a ton of them, and they're easy. There's nothing hidden about it. So the two ones that I work with are USDA loans and VA loans. So the first one we work with a lot here in Lowell in particular is a USDA loan. A long time ago, the government, through the USDA, authorized all of these 0% down loans because they wanted to encourage investment in rural areas. So, the definition of rural to the government might be a little different from mine or yours, but basically what that means is in Lake County, there is a line that goes from the state line, I guess you're on this side, state line, over to Lowell. It cuts in between Lakedale and the town of Lowell, and then over to the county line. Everything south of that is USDA eligible. So what that means is, like my new quad listing at 713 Ironwood, it is a USDA eligible property because it's in the right place on the map. USDA loans have income limits. So if you can make $1 million, you can't get a USDA loan because obviously you don't need 0% down, but their income limits, I looked them up, and this is general numbers. I'm not a lender, so I don't have access to the exact, calculator and stuff that I need, but the income limit for a family of 4 in Lake County, Indiana is $55,000. That doesn't seem super unreasonable. It seems something that's attainable for most people. Obviously, we'd all like to have $1 million, but we don't, and we still want to buy a house. So you have the income limits, you have the location limits, and then the only other one that I know of right offhand that disqualifies a house itself for a USDA loan is a manufactured home. USDA will not write loans on homes that are manufactured homes unless they're brand new. Basically, you're buying the loan to buy a brand new manufactured home and put it on some land. The other big one out there that's eligible for a lot of people are VA loans. For obvious reasons, the government has approved these loans for veterans. And actually all kinds of veterans. Basically everybody from World War II to Vietnam. I assume if it's World War I, you could still be eligible. Active service members, certain members of the National Guard. It is basically based on how long you served, and the other big disqualifier is that you have to be honorably discharged. No dishonorable discharges can qualify for a VA loan. There's also an interesting, if you are a spouse of a veteran who was killed in combat or taken prisoner or died of a disability that they incurred as an active serviceman, you are also eligible for some of these loans. That one's a little bit more tricky. It's more devil in the details, but absolutely a spouse of a veteran who's passed away due to their veteran status can qualify for these VA loans. There is no geographic limit on where you can use a VA loan. Another fantastic part is there is no private mortgage insurance. So basically any kind of loan, if you put down less than 20%, you are paying what they call private mortgage insurance because the bank, you didn't put enough down, so they want to make sure that you're going to actually pay it, so they make you pay a little bit extra every month. Sometimes a little bit extra is $10. I've seen loans where it's $150. So the fact you don't have to pay PMI with a VA loan is an excellent thing because far more of your money is going towards the principal to pay off the loan as opposed to this insurance policy that only insures the bank. In order to get a VA loan, you have to get a certificate of eligibility. And like I said, there's a checklist. You have to serve for certain amounts of times in certain areas, et cetera, et cetera. You'll have to do some paperwork. You'll have to provide DD 214, that's a big one I know, which is basically your main discharge certificate. There's also random stuff for 26, 18, 17, I don't know. You know all the government numbers. Here's a fantastic part. You call up your mortgage person and you say, "Hi, am I eligible for a VA loan?" And they say, "Yes, it looks like you are. Talk to this person, get this paperwork. Talk to this person, get this paperwork. I will talk to this person, get this paperwork, and we will get it going." So you won't be tossed into, the government nightmare of paperwork and offices and phone calls and everything like that. They actually make the process super fantastic. Both kinds of loans, USDA and VA, the way you find them, you don't have to deal with the government or anything like that. You call a lender that you're comfortable working with and ask if they offer USDA or VA loans. We call your real estate agent, because we deal with all kinds of people, all kinds of loans. We're familiar with map boundaries. We're somewhat familiar with the VA process and stuff like that, but we have a database of lenders that offer all kinds of loans, and certainly I know at least 10 people that can write a USDA or a VA loan. So you don't have to go it alone. The same idea, get your pre-approval. You can get a pre-approval. Sometimes you'll have options. You can go FHA, you can go USDA, you can do this, you can do that. You can run that through your lender and through your agent, and then we come up with a list of what you can buy. There is, like a FHA loan, which is also a government-backed loan, there is a safety and structural checklist. And I run into this quite a bit because the worse condition a house is in, the cheaper the house is, obviously. A lot of people don't mind fixing stuff up and, things like that. But if it doesn't meet the factors on this checklist for these USDA and VA loans, you can't get the loan. There are some big things on this checklist. You can't have 4 inches of water in the basement. You can't have holes in the roof. Big things, obvious things. The smaller ones, there's nitpicky ones. There's things like you can't have any peeling paint. There's things like you have to have handrails on any steps more than 3 stairs or something like that. So there's some little ticky-tacky ones. Again, work with your agent who has had hopefully a lot of experience in this area. If they don't, then you need a different agent. But talk to your agent. Talk about the kind of home you're looking for, in what price range, and they can help you figure out what can go USDA, what can go VA. There are limits on prices for both loans. Obviously, the government's probably not going to offer you a 0% down loan on a, $890,000 mansion somewhere west of town. So obviously those limits are in place. If you're close to that or you're looking in that price range, again, talk to your agent, talk to your lender. There are certainly, effective loan programs available for you, but then it's just a matter of budget and just figuring out what you want, what you can afford to buy. But you probably won't be able to do it at 0% if you're buying a mansion. So here's the deal. So USDA, which is Lowell, DeMont, eastern parts of Porter County, we can put you in, Wheatfield, all again, rural areas south of, basically Lakedale and Lowell. We can get you into those houses for 0 down payment. VA, 0 down payment anywhere you want. Here's what the plan might be. I always advocate everybody puts 20% down, but the reality is that doesn't really happen, and understandably so. So what the plan could be for us is get a 0% down loan on a house because we're eligible, it's in the right area, whatever criteria we have to meet. There are closing costs in addition to a down payment that you have to pay to buy a house. We ask the seller to pay some or all of those closing costs for us. So basically, assuming everything's eligible and the seller agrees to all the terms, you get a key for a house, you move in the door, you have not spent $1 on the house itself. It's a fantastic position to be in, particularly if you're just kind of stuck. Like, you have good income, you have good credit, things like that, but you're cash poor. You just don't have, $8,000 sitting in the bank. Call me or call your agent or call a lender, and we can sit down and kind of map out a plan to get you into the house. If that is a problem you're having, good credit, good income, no savings. This absolutely works. I've done it for a ton of people. There's nothing scammy about a 0% down loan. My suggestion is, do not click on a website online, like if you Google VA loans because you want more information, don't click on any websites that come up that are not va.gov or usda.gov. You might get sucked into, a somewhat disreputable national lender that is more like a car salesman as opposed to just a good, solid local lender. Call me, text me, email me. I can get you the name of, like I said, like 10, banks that can do USDA or VA loans. Also, if you have a relationship with a bank or, your checking accounts at, a local bank or something like that, walk in the door and say, hey, do you guys do USDA loans? How does it work? That's it. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I know it sounds like a scam, but it's pretty straightforward. Like I said, agents in our office do it all the time because of our geography. If you have questions, even if you're not sure if you want to buy or you've never talked to a bank about a pre-approval, you're not sure about your veteran status or, geography in terms of USDA, whatever it is, totally fine. Call me. That is what I'm here for. You can call me, you can text me, 219-765-2062. If it's easier, you're more comfortable, email me at ericag@c21affiliated.com. That's ERICAG. You can click through this video to my Facebook page or go to my website at homesalesbyerica.com. You can stop by the office. We're right here in Lowell, 1040 Commercial. We're by Love and Oven Pizza. We will be in the parade this Labor Day. We're kind of excited about that. And I will talk to you soon. Thanks so much. Have a good one.